He was born on a rainy Tuesday in a small hospital where the power flickered and hope felt like something you had to hold with both hands. When the crying should have started, there was silence. No flinch at the needle, no tear at the cold. The monitors glowed, and the doctors traded the kind of look that says more than words. Something is different. They told his mother quietly, with careful voices and tired eyes, "We don't think he'll make it past 5. Not because his heart was weak, not because his lungs were failing, but because he wouldn't feel what keeps most of us alive." He was born without pain. By the time he was 2, he had scars with stories he couldn't tell. A split lip he never cried about. A fractured wrist he waved like a flag. He learned to walk without learning to stop, skidding on gravel, grinning at the red trail he drew behind him. Other kids learned the rules of the world by touching the edge of hurt and pulling back. He pressed further, curious, fearless, unafraid, because fear has a teacher, and its name is pain. His mother became a detective. Every morning she checked him like a map, knees, elbows, spine. Are you straight? Are you sure? Are you safe? She learned the language of swelling, the vocabulary of discoloration, the grammar of limp and tilt. She kept ice packs next to the milk, bandages beside the bread. She watched his face for answers it could never give. At 5, he was supposed to be a memory. Instead, he was a storm. He jumped stairs 2 at a time, then 3, then all of them. He ran until the sky ran out. He touched hot things because they glowed, not because he was careless, but because the world had never taught him to hesitate. The first time he dislocated a shoulder, he blinked at the shape of his own body like it was a puzzle. The surgeon asked, "Does this hurt?" He said, "Should it?" Surgeries added years to his life like chapters added to a book the author never planned to write. Screws and plates built a scaffolding where instinct should have stood. He learned limits measured by X-rays and MRIs, by the way nurses raised their eyebrows when he said he felt fine. He learned recovery without discomfort, patience without ache, a strange kind of discipline, like practicing silence in a room full of music you can't hear. In school, he was the boy who didn't cry, the boy who didn't wince, the boy who took dares like they were candy. Kids whispered superhero because invincible is an easy story to tell. But invincible is just another word for blind when the lights are off. He collected injuries the way other kids collected stickers, bright, harmless looking, and stuck where you wouldn't expect. His mother taped notes to every door. Slow down. Check shoes. Watch edges. She prayed for something most parents spend their lives praying against, that he would feel a little pain, just enough to teach him the difference between a bruise and a break, between a thrill and a risk that never ends. He grew anyway, past 5, past 10, tall enough to change the light bulbs he once burned his fingers on and never knew, old enough to notice the way people stared when he laughed at scraped palms and bit his lip at the sight of blood, not from hurt, but from the idea that he should be hurting. He learned to listen with his eyes, to treat heat like a color he could see coming, to read the quiet messages of a body that spoke in swollen knuckles and purple shadows. His world became checklists and timers. Look before you leap, count the stairs, test the water, breathe. The hardest lesson? He wasn't fearless, he was unaware, and awareness, for him, would never be automatic. He had to manufacture it, on purpose every day, like building a bridge where most of us have a reflex. One evening, he stood at the top of a staircase, the same one he used to conquer, in a single bound. He put a hand on the rail, counted each step out loud, 1, 2, 3, a litany, a promise. He reached the bottom slower than a drum roll. His mother watched from the kitchen, tears he would never fully understand shining at the corners of her eyes. He smiled anyway, not because it didn't hurt, but because this time, not hurting meant he had listened to something deeper than sensation. It meant he had chosen care. He kept choosing. Through rehab sessions where everyone else grimaced and he learned to pretend, mimicking their faces so the therapist could time the stretches. Through football games he sat out, because toughness without pain is only a straight line to ruin. Through nights when stitches itched, and he learned that itch is just a rumor of pain, a whisper at the door. He grew into a young man with a quiet kind of courage, the kind that looks like caution. He wasn't soft, he was exact. He wasn't timid, he was tuned. He carried a small mirror in his bag to check for swelling, kept spare bandages in his pocket next to a folded card that read, "Pay attention." It was both a reminder and a prayer. And when people said, "You're lucky, you don't feel pain," he would shake his head, gentle as a closing book. "Pain," he'd say, "is the body's way of asking for mercy. Without it, you don't know when to stop. You don't know what you've broken. You don't know that you're bleeding." Because here's the strange, shining truth. Pain is not the enemy. It is the messenger at the gate. It is the red light on the dashboard. It is the hand on your shoulder saying, "Look again." We curse it because it interrupts us, but it also interrupts disaster. He was born into a life without that warning, and he survived by learning to build his own. Rituals, routines, rules that felt like fences until the day he understood. Fences keep you from falling off cliffs. So the boy who wasn't supposed to live past 5 learned to live past fear, past bravado, past the myth of invincibility. He learned the art of care, not because he felt pain, but because he learned to respect what pain teaches the rest of us for free. And maybe that's the part we were meant to hear. When you say you're numb and wish you could feel nothing, remember what nothing costs. Without pain, we don't pull our hand from the flame. We don't slow down at the edge. We don't learn where we are fragile and where we must change. Pain is information. It points to the fracture in the bone, but also to the habit that keeps breaking you. It asks you to care for yourself, to rest, to repair, to choose differently. The goal isn't to live without pain. The goal is to listen to it wisely, so you can heal what can be healed, avoid what can be avoided, and carry the scars that remain with humility and care. Feel the warning, keep the wisdom, choose the care. That's how you live.